Hello dear learners, my name is Muna Jones. Today we are discussing problem solving. Problem is a situation that occurs when an actual state of affairs differs from a desired state of affairs, Stoner et al. 2009. Problem solving. This is a mental process that involves discovering, analyzing, and solving problems, read SK 2000. Strategies for solving problems. Problem solving cycle. A. Identifying the problem. B. Describing the problem. C. Analyzing the problem. D. Planning the solution. E. Implementing the solution. F. Monitoring and evaluating the solution. 1. Identifying the problem. This means listing all the problems and prioritizing according to the most important one. In a group or organization, it is important for each member to clearly understand the problem so that all the efforts are focused in the same direction. For example, in the ward setup, if there is scarcity of drugs, maids coming late for work and visitors coming to see patients at non-visiting hours, there is need to list these problems and prioritize them. Each nurse need to understand that the issue of drugs should be dealt with first in order to promote healing of the patients. Hence, every nurse on duty is supposed to order drugs when their stocks are low. The best way to define a problem is to write down a brief statement which summarizes the problem. The main purpose of problem identification is to gather as much information as possible with regard to the problem at hand. There are various ways of gathering information, and these include interviews, questionnaire, technical experiment, statistics, check sheets, brainstorming, and focus groups. The data collected is divided into two categories, namely, hard data, which include facts, statistics, goals, time factors, and history. Soft data includes feelings, opinions, human factors, attitudes, frustrations, personality conflict, behavior, hearsay, and intuition. Harris, 1998. 2. Describing the problem. This requires listing the forces that help the individual or organization move toward achieving the desired goals and those forces hindering the individual or organization from moving toward the desired goal. For example, with the issue of drug shortage in the ward, is it because the nurses are stealing drugs, or they feel lazy to order, or there are no drugs in the pharmacy? This will help the manager to know the root cause of the problem. In this step, force field analysis tool may be used. In this tool, the problem is viewed as a balance between forces pushing in opposite directions. This means that the problem is viewed from different angles, that is, how it affects you and other people. It is also essential to spend some time researching the problem. This can be by the use of the library or developing a survey to gather the relevant information. This assesses the current or actual state of affairs and specifies the ideal state of affairs. 3. Formulating strategies. The probable solutions to the problem can be identified by listing all conceivable alternatives to the problem. This involves moving an individual or an organization from the actual to the desired state of affairs. This will require creative and divergent thinking and resourcefulness from each group member. Collective agreement on the course of action will result into feeling of direct ownership in the decision-making process. 4. Planning the solution. In this stage, the alternative that seems most likely to succeed should be put into consideration. For instance, the nurses should be empowered with the responsibility of being managers whenever they are on duty. The manager specifies the knowledge, method, and other resources required to implement the chosen strategy. In addition, evaluating the collection of ideas and possible solutions to strategies is done. It is also necessary to set up a separate plan that can be implemented in case the chosen strategy fails. There is need to allow other people to make comments about the chosen strategy and even suggestions for improvements. The solution can be divided into sequential tasks which will act as accessible steps toward the solution. 5. Implementing the solution. The chosen strategy is tried out. What is important at this stage is to start working, because this is the only real way to test a strategy. Sometimes the group who select a strategy are not the ones to implement it. If this is the case, the group should clearly explain why they chose that strategy to the group implementing it. This will entail that the problem-solving process was an organized and orderly process, and this will convince others that the strategy is valid. The strategy may take weeks, months, or even years. Therefore, there is need to use good judgment in establishing how long to wait before abandoning the chosen strategy. The strategy may not be executed as you initially proposed, therefore there is need for modifications during implementation, and flexibility at this stage is very important. 6. Monitoring and evaluating. This means defining what a successful outcome is in terms of explicit criteria. A design member of the group should monitor whether the specific tasks are performed. He or she should ensure that short-term targets are being achieved as planned. Monitoring should be done regularly until all the tasks are completed. The group should ensure that the goal has been achieved and that a plan is placed so that the problem does not recur. Evaluation of the strategy may involve repeating the initial process of problem solving to address additional problems that may arise. Implication of problem solving in leadership. Good managers provide quality and effective services, while poor managers do not. Clients and stakeholders should be able to expect high standards of service and delivery of goods by kind, understanding, and professional managers. In organizations, leaders have a powerful opportunity to influence the practice of others, and this should be the main purpose of their institutional or organizational work. These leaders are in an ideal position to show other workers how to develop harmonious and professional relationships with clients and stakeholders. Furthermore, to address difficult organizational or institutional problems, a manager should find creative solutions, prioritize and integrate activities so that important things are given time to negotiate and work effectively with others. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly share and click subscribe button for more educative content.